Hello, welcome to Growing Energy. I'm Energy. Thank you so much for stopping to check out my video today. I very much so appreciate it. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome. I'm still very much so brand new to YouTube, but we're growing. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So today I wanted to do a reading for where you are on your spiritual journey. And I think it's important because a lot of times when we do have a spiritual awakening and we are on that spiritual journey, there's times where we feel like we're in the wilderness and you're not really getting as much messages as you used to. The synchronicities might slow down, and a spiritual journey isn't just like love and light and everything is so perfect and you're happy all the time. You're going through it. And sometimes we need just a message from our spiritual guides, from God, from our spirit team to encourage us and let us know, okay, this is what we have to work on, or this is what you're currently focusing on. Because you might be going through some things and like thinking to yourself, where am I? What's going on? I thought I healed from this. Why is this still going on? So I just wanted to kind of give you a quick message on where we are right now. And I'm hoping that this message that I give you kind of clears some things up. The whole message might resonate with you, or maybe just some pieces. And if it's just some pieces, take whatever resonates and then just let the rest go. You don't have to hold on to anything. And I hope you resonate with it. So this is pile 1. This is pile 2. And this is pile 3. So for those of you that chose pile 1, here, we'll just turn these over right here. I'm going to go ahead and read the book to you, right? De-stress. So let me pull out what this says. In the book, this is where you are on your spiritual journey. De-stress. It's time to de-stress. You've been overthinking and carrying stress in different areas of your body. This message is simple. Relax. Take time to clear your head, recenter, and recharge your batteries. Try smelling lavender. Even burn a lavender candle if you can to promote relaxation. It may help with anxiety, insomnia, depression, and restlessness. Never sleep with a lit candle or leave a candle unattended. That's just a little side note. But what I'm already getting from this card, right, with this de-stress and you needing to take things slower. All right, so when you're in the rat race of life, you're going through your everyday things. You're trying to figure life out. And then on top of that, you add the spiritual awakening to it. You could be farther along on your spiritual awakening. You can know deep spiritual concepts. But just because you have been going through it for a while doesn't mean that you don't feel the pressures of sometimes like needing to get it, needing to heal fast. I need to get this over with so I can move on to this thing. And what you're being asked to do is just slow down. There's no rush. There's no race for your healing, for your spirituality. With this de-stress, it basically lets me know that what you've been through up until this point has kind of been tumultuous. It's been things that have kind of led to you feeling like, who's there for me, or who's going to save me, or, almost like how Charon, the wounded healer in astrology, that concept, wherever your Charon sits, I think that's how you say Chiron. Sorry. Wherever your Chiron sits in your birth chart, the sign it's in and the house it's in, the sign it's in mainly shows you what you need to work on. For example, my Chiron is in Gemini. And if you have a Chiron in Gemini, it's your communication. It's having a hard time communicating. I have mine in the 4th house, so it's communication with family members, being scared to speak up with family members. So I think you figuring out where your Chiron is in your chart, just getting that will kind of lead to you opening up another door for you and things that you have to heal. If you've already understood that, then you don't worry about this message. It's for someone who doesn't understand that concept. But what I want you to get from just this card alone is that, everything you've been through up to this point, a lot of people don't realize that relaxing and taking that time to de-stress is a part of your spiritual journey, because it's not until we have that peace that we're able to go through all of the pain and the commotion and everything that we went through in the past to now be able to pull out the messages and now be able to kind of see the underlying things that we went through, or the constant things that we would go through over and over and over again. The what am I looking for? I can't find the word, is like escaping me right now. What you've been through over and over and over again. The pattern, that's what I'm looking for. The pattern that you've kind of been in and going through. We can think, having an ego in spirituality means sometimes thinking to ourselves, oh, I'm healed from that. I know that already, so I don't have to worry about this lesson. But things come to you in deeper forms. They come to you in different ways. So maybe it might be the same lesson being brought to you a different way. So you've had a lot of those, a lot of lessons that have been brought to you. And right now you just need to rest. You need to focus on doing things that are going to bring you peace. If you are in the process of kind of trimming the fat in your life, letting go of things you no longer need, people you no longer need, those things are going to help you kind of bring peace and ease, because you can't find peace yourself if you're constantly surrounded by chaos. If you're constantly surrounded by people who are bringing you back into what you just left from, what you feel like you just healed from. And it's okay, because a lot of times the things around us don't change, but we change. So it looks like the things around us change, but we're looking at things from a different perspective, and now learning new ways to heal from things that before might have stumped us, that we couldn't really find that thing to kind of remove us from that situation. So I feel like whoever's watching Pile 1, you are someone that is or is on the verge of being removed from the chaos. So now you have to find times to de-stress so that you can move forward from a clear thought process. So you won't be making decisions based out of a fear mindset, based out of lack mindset, based out of any kind of pain. You'll be able to take a breath and say, okay, I'm no longer in that situation. What does healing look like for me now? So that's what your spiritual team is basically saying to you, is we're bringing you out of the pain. You've worked your ass off to get out of the pain. Now we have to de-stress. Now it's all about bringing you back to the best version that you can be. And that just takes taking time out. The next lesson, the things that you need to be successful with the next lesson, they'll come. As long as your spiritual team understands and knows that you are trying to better yourself and you're trying to tackle those hard concepts, you'll be brought to the next thing and the next thing. So you don't have to even worry about what that is, right? And when the next thing comes up, because you took that time to de-stress, you'll be able to adjust and see things from a higher perspective if you do go through, when you go through something that might be less than favorable for you, because we all go through stuff. It never ends. We just become better at it. We just become better at figuring our ways out. So that's what we have with this de-stress card. Now, what I want to do is kind of pull a message. I'm not going to take that one on. Well, they want to talk to you. I said one message. Let's go deeper into this on where you are on your spiritual journey. Okay, I'll take that one. This says, be clear about where you're putting your focus right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within to create the life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. We've got you. So your spiritual team is letting you know right now that we've de-stressed, right? After you've de-stressed and you've given yourself a second, a few weeks, few days, however long it takes you to be able to go through, and it's an ongoing process, so let's not even put a time on it. But what your next focus is, so that you're not just focusing on the past and the pain and everything like that, is what your outcome is and working towards your desired outcome. If your spiritual outcome is being a healer yourself, if your spiritual outcome is strengthening your empathic gifts and learning how to put up a barrier around you so that you can no longer be taken advantage of or be used for your personality or who you are. If that is your desired outcome, you can focus on the things that you need to where you need to go and the things you need to do to get there. And the more you start to put your focus on that, is the more God will reveal to you what you need to get there. So if you come from a place or a time where because you've been focusing on the things that have put you in this stressful position to need de-stress, you're not focusing on where you need to go. We can either focus on the bad or we can focus on getting out of it. We can focus on the good aspects of our life. We can focus on the things that we need to uplift ourselves and to kind of find peace. I saw like a video a long time ago with Beyonce, and it talked about her, like what she said, when she goes through things, she only gives herself a day to feel it. Now, let me tell you something. I'm a Scorpio moon. I feel everything deeply. It takes me more than a day to get over something. But eventually, I have to know when my focus should be on what I need to accomplish and not the pain that I'm going through, because the brain can't tell. Within your psychology in the brain, when you keep replaying certain things in your mind, your brain can't tell when like, oh, we've been through this already, or we're just now going through this. So what you're being asked to do is, in order for you to move out of the stress, change your thought process and focus now on the abundance that you want to bring in spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally into your life, because focusing on those things will get you your desired outcome. Let's see what other messages we have for you from your spiritual team. What other messages do we have for pile 1? What messages do we have for pile 1? You have the power to create the life you love. Remember that. And I think that is so fitting, especially with this card talking about your desired outcome. And you have, look at this. This card says you have everything within you to create the life of your dreams. This card, you have the power to create the life you love. Remember that. So what your spiritual team is saying, it's up to no one else. You've been through these things that made you feel like your life was all over the place and you just needed a fucking break. Now you've healed from certain things. You're looking at things from a different perspective, and you literally have it within you to create the life that you desire. You have the power to create the life that you desire. Don't allow what's happened to you in the past to dictate who you are moving forward in the future. I think you're a very powerful being, and you wouldn't be told this from your spiritual team if it wasn't the truth, right? So your spiritual team is asking you, focus on where you're going now. The past is behind you. Bless the past, appreciate it, look into it so you can see the things that you might have done wrong. Look at it from a higher perspective, but now we're moving forward. And that's the best thing for you right now on your journey, is to move forward. Don't allow the people in the past that have held you back, or the situations that have held you back, to still have control over your future. We go through a lot of things in life when we're supposed to be great within our lives or help people spiritually. I'm not using that as an excuse, but sometimes it is true. We do go through a lot when we're meant for a lot, so you're just meant for a lot. And I hate to say that, because I know it's like, I hate when people say that to me, like God gives his strongest, his hardest battles to his strongest warriors. And it's like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to go through all this shit. So you went through a lot of stuff, but do not allow yourself to be or feel like what you went through. Okay, so let's give you a card, an advice card, to end out this reading. Okay, we have a Pisces card. Create space. A house without walls. When the walls start to close in, you need to find wide open spaces. Dissolve the boundaries. It may be that you need more space in your calendar, or the freedom to let yourself wander. The freedom to de-stress and not worry about anything. You need the freedom to let yourself wander. You trying to be focused and I have to have a plan. I have to do this. Yes, you have things that you need to do, but all I'm asking you to do is take a second to release what you've just been through, because it's important. Okay, well, I hope that this message helped you out. I hope you got something that you needed from it, and I hope to see you again soon. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, Pile 1. So if you chose Pile 2, You chose this card right here. And this is the contemplation card. So where your spirit guides feel that you are right now, let's look at the contemplation card in the book. It's time to connect with your center. Let's show you this. And rediscover your truth. Is your current path still your highest path? Now is the time for contemplation and the reevaluation of your current belief system and life path. Do the shadow work and follow your intuition back into the light. It's time to step away from the opinions of others and start creating your own firm views based off your own unique perspective. Step away from the crowd and embrace your own individual path. The time is now. So we have some of you that are, the way I see this is let's say you are a person that has grown up in a certain religion your whole life, and everything you know about yourself spiritually, you attribute to this religion, right? But part of you is feeling as though there's more, or there's something different that you feel like you need to explore. And maybe you are having a hard time taking that leap to start to follow things that you feel confident or comfortable with. And what your spiritual team is saying, it's like you have the knowledge within you, right? You're smart enough to be able to like say, okay, this or that. Let me make a list. Let me see how I feel about this or that. Does what you're doing still fit you? Have you been following organized religions and now you feel as though you resonate more with being a spiritual person? Is it that you want to take this from this religion and this from this religion, and you agree with those things, but as a whole, you feel like there's more? You can go and find that. When, you know that saying, I've heard it since I was a little kid, if you build it, they will come, or when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Speaking to God and asking God to show you the next way on your path. Say, I'm confused, I don't really feel like this is where I need to be anymore. Can you show me my next step? You'll be shown different things that can help you make an organized decision so that you can lead yourself down the right path. And when I say right path, I don't mean it as if like this is right and this is wrong. Because in spirituality, when you're finding yourself, this isn't organized religion. This isn't, if you don't do this, you have to do this, or if you don't do it, nothing will happen for you. The good thing and the great thing about spirituality is you set your own rules, in the sense that you're not confined by anything. Research different things. If you're brand new to spirituality, if like you just started to get interested in like what spiritual teachings, or you're going through a spiritual awakening, maybe in pile one, they've already been through a lot of stuff, right? They've awoken and now they just need a rest. Right now, I'm looking at someone who is trying to find their way spiritually. You don't know where you belong, but there's a lot of answers out there for you. There's resources that you can find. You just have to, your spiritual team is just like, we just need you to sit. We need you to meditate. There's a lot of meditation that I see for this group so that answers can come to you. Your next step is there. It's within your head, because your spirit team is waiting for you to connect with your higher self. You already know the answers. It's just to quiet your mind enough to be able to connect with yourself so that you can know your next step. What else you need to look into? Maybe you want to start researching the Akashic records. Maybe you want to start researching the book of Enoch in the Bible. If you're more like, if you resonate more with the Bible, or whatever modality that you choose to research. Maybe you want to start researching something else. You can do that, because once you start researching things, your spirit team, your spirit guides, God will start to unveil different things to you to help you move forward. So don't stress about what comes next. Quiet your mind, meditate, and know that it's okay if you don't resonate with something anymore. You don't have to do that thing that everyone else is doing. What if everyone starts doing yoga and you're like, right now, yoga isn't for me. Like when I first started watching oracle readings or tarot card readings, Like most people, I only wanted to watch the love readings because, of course, it was about a guy. And that's basically what I did. And then when I would see readings like this about like, spiritual path and, spiritual awakening and stuff, I was like, what the hell are they talking about? I'm just trying to know if this man's going to come back, but then when you're ready for it, it's like, then your eyes will open to it. And then you'll say, okay, well, I did see something about this before. I think I'm ready to research it, or I'm just being called to research it. Give into those little intuitive nudges, because it's trying to tell you something, and the more you sit with yourself is the more that's going to be revealed to you. So what else does does pile two's spiritual team have to tell them? What other messages do we have for pile two? What does pile two need to know at this moment? Where are they on their spiritual journey? I'll actually take both of these. Instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe, and reevaluate. You're doing enough, even if it doesn't feel like it. Don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. It's not worth it. Balance your time wisely. And that could definitely be for those of you that are trying to find something new, that are, contemplating what your next step is in life. Sometimes forcing it or trying so hard, like, I think I should be doing this because that's what everyone else is doing, even though you feel conflicted because you don't feel like you resonate with that anymore. Don't push yourself. Everything will come to you in time. The clock that you're on, the timeline that you're on, isn't God's timeline. So don't rush your healing and don't rush your next steps, because rushing something, you might miss something, and you don't want to miss anything, because I feel like what's coming in for you is going to lead you to greatness. And the next card we have is be true to yourself in all ways. Not everyone will get you. They can only understand from their level of perception, and that's on them. No matter what people say, don't ever doubt your worth or the beauty you hold within. Stand tall in your power. And definitely that not everyone will get you. They will only understand from their level of perception. For those of you looking to walk away from a certain spiritual path or a religious path or something like that, and you've been talking to people in that path about it, there's going to become a time when the people around you can't advise you because they're not seeing things the same way you do. God gave us all vision, but we don't have the same sight, or gave us all the same sight. God gave us all sight, but we don't all have the same vision. So what's supposed to happen for your life might not be true for my life. So when you go through your life saying, I need to focus on this, and I say, well, that's stupid to focus on it, doesn't necessarily mean I'm wrong. Doesn't mean that you're wrong or you're right. It just means the path that you're being called to go on might be different than the path I'm being called to go on. Or I might be comfortable, still staying in this spiritual group while you feel like you're evolving and outgrowing it and the concepts don't resonate with you anymore. It's okay to be different. It's okay to want different without you penalizing yourself for it or feeling like spiritually you're doing things wrong. If you listen to any spiritual gurus or teachers or anything like online, social media, or TikTok, and anyone's telling you this is right, that way is wrong, beware of spiritual egos, the people who say, well, this is the only way to do it. There's more than one way to do any one thing, right? And what you're doing right now is you're in contemplation trying to find the way that you're going to go and move forward. And that's where you should be. You exactly are where you need to be right now. What else do we have for pile two? What other messages do we have for pile two? What other messages do we have for pile two? Do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. And you want to know what? That's what this contemplation is for. That's what you're doing. You're focusing on what you resonate with, not the things that you feel held back by. When you focus on the good, in this case, the things that, like I said, you resonate with, the spiritual concepts that you feel are calling to you, it brings more of that. It brings more of an enlightenment. It brings almost a reboot to your thought process. And I see this person's head lit up, like the fire, like all the energy is going here. And especially with this contemplation card, the thinking card, right now, your thoughts are the most important thing. What you focus on, the healing you're focusing on getting, right? Because when you are a powerful manifester, especially when you're powerful with your thoughts at manifesting, it's like you can manifest things through what you focus on. And your thoughts right now need to focus on the things that you resonate with, because you're forging a new life for yourself. You're forging a new path on your spiritual path. And that's really where your focus needs to be right now. So we can end the reading with just one last card to give you some advice. Let's give pile 2 some advice where they are on their spiritual path, what their spiritual team wants them to know. What does your spiritual team want you to know? Okay. We have abundance. Feast on handfuls of flowers. Turn your attention to the grace and abundance hidden in the natural world around you. Find inspiration in its lush and vibrant beauty. Attention germinates gratitude. Let the positive emotion carry you. So what I'm seeing this as is like an abundance of your thought process, an abundance of thinking powerful. I just spoke to you about, with this guy's head lit up, or this spirit's head lit up. A lot of your focus needs to be on the things around you, right? Seeing things from a different perspective. Because once you start looking at things differently, it'll start opening up things like your contemplation, the things that you're thinking about. You'll start seeing new ways of looking at things. You'll start seeing new ways of being able to bring messages down from the ether so that you can start to apply it to your everyday life. You have an abundance of spirituality, of spirit flowing through you, and you're on the right path. Don't allow yourself to feel confined by anyone else's idea of what spirituality is. You are on your own path. Follow that intuitive hit within you, and your spiritual team just wants you to know they feel like you're very abundant in things that you can bring down from the ethers onto this earth. So I hope you resonated with some of it or all of that message. Please share, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. Pile 2. Okay, so let's move on to pile number 3. If you chose pile 3 or this beautiful unicorn card, your spiritual team wants to tell you this. So we chose the manifest card. You are an extremely powerful creator. When your heart and mind are one, your power of manifestation is amplified. Pay attention to the thoughts and emotions you frequently visit. What are you manifesting? What would you prefer to manifest instead? Visualize the life you desire. Take action towards your goals and watch the magic of manifesting your deepest desires occur before your eyes. Step 1 is to believe in yourself, in magic, and to remember the law of attraction. Okay, so with this card, right, I kind of speak all over the place, but let me try to get you to understand where I'm coming from. I recently got into Sabian symbols. I don't know how to exactly explain Sabian symbols to you, but the first thing I did was looked up a Sabian symbol because I'm a Libra sun. So I'm a Libra sun at 5 degrees, which is a Leo degree. It's the degree of love. But with Sabian symbols, like, you add 1. So when you look up the Sabian symbol for a Libra at 6 degrees, I can't explain to you the whole thing about why, right? But I'm trying to quickly go through it. It talked about like being able to manifest things, good or bad, from your thoughts. So what your spiritual team is basically asking you is, if you feel as though a lot of bad things are happening, where are your thoughts going? Or if you feel like a lot of good things are happening, pay attention to where your thoughts are. Pay attention to the energy in when you do manifest the good things, and try to actively connect to those moments to say, okay, I'm really happy about this. What did I do today? Oh, I meditated today. I notice when I meditate, and I try to manifest things like, I see small manifestations in the day. Let's say you're like, God, give me a sign that things are going to go good, or after you meditated and then someone came up to you and gave you a compliment, or, someone paid for your drink at Dunkin' Donuts or something like that, or whatever, like little things within your daily life. I'm looking at 6th house, like your day-to-day that are proof to you that you can manifest things. It might not be the biggest manifestation. Like if you ask for $10 million, you might not win $10 million, but let's say someone gives you $5 out of the blue, or you get a $20 gift card or something like that. And it's literally because a little bit of thought that you put into it. When you are a powerful manifester, especially with your thoughts, the small and the big can easily be shown and you really need to be cognizant of your thought process. Opposed to that, if you are always seeing negative stuff, when things happen, are you saying, see, I knew that was going to happen? Or do you go out saying, okay, I really don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. It's like if you're like, oh, I don't want to get stopped by the cops. Please, I don't want to get stopped by the cops. I'm already late. And you keep thinking about getting stopped by the cops. And then you get stopped by the cops. And it's like, see, I knew negative things always happen for me. And it's like, no, you kept, like, that was a fear of yours and you kept focusing on it. Like I noticed in my life, and I'm not speaking for you, but if it helps someone out there, great. A lot of my negative manifestations came from anxiety. I have really bad anxiety, like really bad. And when I would overthink things, it became the fear of, oh no, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And then when it did happen, I was like, God, you hate me. Why do you hate me so much? Oh my goodness. And then I had to realize, like, this is anxiety. This is my fear from anxiety. This is the things I fear happening that actually happen because I focus so much on them happening. And then I might focus for, like, let's say 20 minutes on the bad thing happening. And then for 1 minute I say, today's going to be the best day. But then inside I'm still focusing on the negative thing, and the negative thing happens. And it's like, well, I can't really get mad at the negative thing for happening if that was all my thought process was. I'm not saying that's all your thought process is, but what I am asking you to do is just be mindful. Your spirit team is saying be mindful of where your thoughts are, because there's a lot that comes from you. When you have this manifestation card come up, it's you are a powerful manifester. And I believe you know that. And if you don't, you should. That's what your spirit team wants you to understand. But it just depends on what's being manifested for you. What you're focusing on is what you'll see reflected in your day-to-day existence. So let's get another card and see what spirit wants to tell you in regards to manifestation. Spirit, what is pile 3? What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3's spiritual team need them to know? What does pile 3's spiritual team need them to know? I like this one right here. Find ways to fill your cup. Be self-full. Follow your heart and always trust your intuition. Go deep within, find your triggers, and address them one by one. Self-healing is the best healing. Only then can you offer the best version of yourself. So if you're at the point right now, and it's so, thank you, God, for showing me this. When it says right here, like to find your triggers and address them one by one, the triggers that you still have that you might not know is a trigger or why you're manifesting the things that you are. If you have negative manifestations coming out. So your spiritual team is just saying, like, you can manifest positive things. But if you're worried about, if you're somebody watching this that's worried about maybe a negative manifestations of something, it's your triggers. It's the things that, you know, let's say someone says something to you. Why did you get mad at them for saying it when you don't know how they meant that? Now, if someone just calls you a bitch, honey, then you know, and you don't know this person, you know they meant some kind of way. But let's say someone's like, oh, that's a nice outfit. I didn't know you were going to wear that today. And you took offense to it. And you didn't realize you took offense to it because it's a trigger of yours. Because maybe in the past, your mom or your dad or whatever used to make fun of your outfit choices because they only dressed a certain way and they cared about appearances and they never let you express yourself creatively when it comes to your fashion sense or your style. So, you know, you think that person's trying to offend you, but really they're not trying to offend you. You were just like, oh, I didn't know you were going to wear that, you know, because they thought it was some kind of other event where you had to dress a different way or whatever. But your triggers told you that it meant something negative, like the things that kind of your first reaction is to get mad. Think about why that's your first reaction. Look into that and kind of focus on healing that so that when you do try to manifest and you are asking for things, you're not asking for things and then them not coming up because you have those little triggers in the past that kind of still affect you in your future. Or, you know, like moving forward in your present. What else do spiritual team, what else do you want your pile 3 to know? What else does pile 3 need to know from their spiritual team? Okay. Trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. So for those of you that maybe, let's say you're trying to manifest loving relationships in your life, romantic, friendship, otherwise you've had people you couldn't trust in the past. When you're an empath, sometimes we're brand new and we don't really understand having boundaries. Some of you might have a lot of Pisces energy. I understand you. I'm a Pisces rising. There's times when I just let people, I'm like, okay, I'll give you another chance. I'll give you another chance. Or I will give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll be understanding. And they didn't earn that trust, but I gave it to them anyway. And then when bad things happen, I'd say, God, oh my God, this happened. And then it became a trigger for me when somebody would talk to me a certain way. I think, okay, they're trying to hurt me. They're trying to like lie to me. And I had to work through that. And really, I can't blame anyone else because I gave that person the access to my life. So for those of you that are looking to build, a loving base of people around you, love yourself enough to not give your all to these people up front. Let them show you that they deserve to be in your life, because you don't want to add new triggers, right? You're trying to manifest good things. So you need people around you that show you that they're worthy of being in your life. Treat yourself as if you feel you're the queen or king of a kingdom, or whatever you want to identify as, or you're just a leader, you're head of that kingdom, and you know how important your spiritual gifts are. Treat your spiritual gifts, your connection with God, as it's something sacred, and because not everyone needs to be around you, especially in this period right now where you're going through on your spiritual journey. You really need to be mindful of what you have around you and what you ingest, the things that you watch, music you listen to, because all those will add to what you manifest. Be very stingy with your time and your blessings right now, okay? With your energy. And let's just give you one last card for advice. What does pile 3 need to know from their spiritual team? What does pile 3 need to know from their spiritual team? What does pile 3 need to know? Okay. Limitation, Saturn. Pruning the roots. Go to the root of the matter to find out what needs to be cut back. Limitation now can create expansion later. Connect with the part of yourself that is self-sufficient, practical, and experienced. I definitely feel like with the triggers in this card, with the, what they're saying, like, what are your triggers? I feel like this has to do a lot with it, this limitation, this Saturn, because what Saturn wants from you is to get that message, is to get the lesson so you don't have to relive the lesson. Part of you didn't focus on your triggers or the things that kind of brought you down. So when you tried to manifest, it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And you might have thought, it's not working for me, something is wrong with me, but you're being asked to change your thought process, right? Focus on what's going to get you to your best version, and you'll be able to manifest better that way. So focus on being steadfast with understanding your triggers, know when you're manifesting from a place of fear and not abundance, and know that you can't allow everyone to give their opinion, because there's a lot of things on this journey that you have to figure out on your own. So you need to start trusting yourself so that you can get the answers that you need, so that you can heal the triggers that you have, and so that you can show Big Daddy Saturn that you're taking your healing seriously. So now you can start to change your future. You can start to change the trajectory of your life, and you can manifest from a more positive place and bringing more abundance. Pile 3, thank you so much for being here. I hope you got something from this reading. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.